Hi again, welcome to the class from www.iasgeneralstudies.com. We are learning about the Harappan civilization. In that, the topic is weight and measures of the Harappan civilization. The weights and measures were in spherical and the cubical in shape, made of chert, jasper and the agate. The weight proceed in a series, first doubling from 1, 2, 4, 8 like that till 64, then going to 160 and then on the decimal multiples of 16, that is 320, which is 16 into 20, then 640, which is 16 into 40, then 1600, which is 16 into 100, and 6400, that is again a multiple of 16, and 8000 and so on. So clear. So their weight proceed in a certain form of series, that is from the starting it is doubling, like from 1 into 2, then 2 into 2 4, then 4 into 2 8, like that till 64, then it is going to 160 and after that it is the decimal multiples of 16. So make a note, there may be some question from this part. Then the tradition of the 16 or its multiple continued in India till 1950s also. 16 Chatank made a ser and 16 Anas made a 1 rupee, made 1 rupee. Okay, so this multiples of 16 on the 16, that was continued. The tradition of that 16 on the multiple of 16 continued in India till 1950s. The measures of the length was based upon a foot of 37.6 centimeter and a cubit of 51.8 centimeter to 53.6 centimeter. Okay, so you want to know what is meant by cubit, isn't it? You find out from dictionary. Okay, then transport and travel. The representation of the ships and boats are found on some seals. They had large number of seals, like more than 2500 seals. In that there were the representation of the boats and ships, and as a graffiti and pottery from Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Terracotta modes of ships, okay, or a boat has been found in Lothal. Lothal we have discussed before. What is that? It appears to be the major shipping. Okay, a dockyard was present. Then travel and the transport were carried on ships and boats, and for the overland travel was through bullock carts, and a pack animal like bull, camel, ass, etc. were used. Carts were used those days were in the size and the shape practically like the present day one. So make a note, the carts which were used in those days practically it is like the present day's size and shape. Okay. Agriculture. Granaries, we can find the cereals in the large quantity reserves, and the principal cereals were wheat and barley. Rice was a favored grain. Okay, 6 varieties of millets including ragi, cotton, sanva, jowar were cultivated, as also peas and beans. The remains of rice we can found in the Gujarat and Haryana, and the fragment of cotton clothes in Mohenjo-daro. So make a note, we can find the fragments of cotton clothes in Mohenjo-daro. Cotton found at Mehrgarh at least 2000 years before the mature phase of the civilization. So this is the oldest evidence of cotton in the world. So make a note, cotton found at Mehrgarh at least 2000 years before the mature phase of the civilization, and this was the oldest evidence of the cotton in the world. So there may be a question from this, so you have to make a note. The cultivated field excavated at Kalimbangan shows the crisscross furrow mark, indicating that 2 crops were grown simultaneously. This method even followed today in Rajasthan, Haryana and the western UP, that is cultivating the 2 crops simultaneously. The range of animals domesticated by the Harappan civilization is quite large. So we can keep on listing so many animals. A large number of animals have been depicted on the seals, but camel was not depicted. Again, make a note. We can see the large number of animals that was depicted on the seal, but camel was not depicted, and the reason for this was not known. Terracotta figurines of the horse have been found at the Nausoro and Lothal. Now coming to the arts, the most outstanding pieces are a yogi. The most outstanding pieces are a yogi from Mohenjo-daro and two small figurines from Harappa. Bronze are rare, the most fabulous being a small female statue of about 11.5 centimeter in height is identified as a dancing girl. So make a note, bronze are rare. Okay, the most famous being a small statue of about 11.5 centimeter in height is identified as a dancing girl from the Mohenjo-daro. The red sandstone torso found at Harappa. Make a note, dancing girl from Mohenjo-daro. The red sandstone from the Harappa is made of detachable limbs and the head and grey stone torso shows a dancing figure. The largest number of seal depict unicorn. Most artistic depictions are the figures of humped bull. As far as the evidence of painting, we have only on pottery. So make a note, the evidence of the painting, we have it only in the pottery. Now we are going to study about the script of the Harappan civilization. The language of Harappan civilization at present still unknown. The script has 400 to 500 signs and it is not an alphabetic form of writing. Make a note, it is not an alphabetic form of writing. It is a logo-syllabic writing system where a sequence of two or more signs would represent either a complete word or a syllable or a sound. So it is not an alphabetic form of writing, it is a logo-syllabic writing system. So Harappan might have followed a logo-syllabic writing system. Make a note. The script was written from right to left. When it is of more than one line, it could be first line from right to left and the second line from left to right. So make a note. So if it is from right to left in the first line, and for the second line it is from the left to right. Religion. There are generally two aspects of religion. One, conceptual or philosophical, and the other practical and ritualistic. There are two aspects of the religion. One is the conceptual or philosophical and the other is practical or ritualistic. The former is enshrined in metaphysical text while the latter is reflected in the material remains. Okay, the first one is enshrined in the metaphysical text while the latter is reflected in the material remains. Religion of the Indus people comprised, okay, the worship of the mother goddess, the worship of a male deity, probably Shiva, worship of animals, nature, that is natural, semi-human or the fabulous, then worship of the trees in their natural state or in the dwelling spirits, worship of inanimate stones or other objects of the linga and yoni symbols, then cremathesium as illustrated in the worship of sacred incense burner, faith in amulets and the charms indicative of the demonophobia, then practice of yoga. Okay, a striking oblong ceiling found at Harappa represents the earth or mother goddess with a plant growing from her womb. Also depicted are a man with a knife in hand and a woman with raised hands. So these are the things found from the seals at Harappa. Okay, so make a note of all these things. Fine.